Right.
3, 2, 1. Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. I belong to you.
Who sung the low part?
No, you did that though. We said the harmony was harmonized.
Okay, tenor.
Cheers. Welcome back to another episode, the last and final episode of season 2 of the Life is Weird pod. If you've been sticking with us for this long, we love y'all. This cheers is for you as well. Grab your cups, whether it's water, wine, juice, alcohol, Espolón, Casamigos, whatever you got. Espolón. Cheers. Thank you guys for rocking with us. We love y'all. So let's go ahead and get right into this final episode where we'll be talking about healing. We're going to end it on a good note. Because last week's episode, when we were talking about grief, it got heavy. But through grief comes healing. So we wanted to end it on that note. So welcome back. I'm Queso.
I am Sage.
I'm Gabby.
Big house in this thing.
And you already know who we is. We them girls. So this week's weird acronym is going to be talking about different elements of healing. So we have wellness.
Okay.
Emotional recovery, inner strength, renewal, and discovery. Thank you.
I feel like I'm on a retreat.
So yeah, like I said, we're gonna be talking about everything healing. But first and foremost, our shameless plug this week is Mantra Movements. She is based here in the Atlanta area. She is a wellness educator where she focuses on teaching women, or just people in general, how to start and stick to a small but sustainable wellness journey. So check her out on Mantra Movements. She does lots of different classes when it comes to like yoga, meditation, healthy eating. So definitely someone that I recommend you guys to check out if you're on your healing/wellness journey. So shout out to Mantra Movements. Her IG will be linked right here and in the description. So check her out. Love you, girl. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So our first question is, what are some common misconceptions about a healing journey? Because I feel like people hear healing and they're like, ooh, I'm gonna go get a mani-pedi, I'm gonna go get a massage, I'm gonna go get my hair done, and I'm gonna be healed. But it's not always cute, and it's not always rainbows and not gun drops. Gum drops. Bow, bow. Gum drops.
That's
and
not healing.
Butterflies. Sometimes healing looks like crying.
All the time.
Sometimes healing looks like isolation. Sometimes healing isn't always pretty. So, what are some other common healing journey misconceptions that you guys have seen or come across, or you feel like is out there?
I feel like everyone thinks that their healing journey is going to look like eat, pray, love. And it's it's not that. It could be, I know some people like to escape, some people like to travel, but it's not like this big continuous journey of discover new country, discover my inner man. You know what I mean? It could be. Everyone's story is different, but if it doesn't look like a movie, it's fine. They're gonna relapse. It's not linear. You're gonna have times where you fall back into old habits or old behaviors, and that's okay. And I think with healing comes with, say I relapsed, but I recognize that I did. Yeah. That's a part of healing. Oh, dang, okay.
And that shows growth right there. The fact that you can recognize it. So
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was going to say, along with what Kelsey was saying, thinking it's going to be this romanticized thing. It's just not, more than likely it's not going to be that. And I would definitely say a common misconception is that is just going to be this ever growing and ever moving up thing. As you said, it's not linear. So, yeah. And that it's easy in general, because a lot of times it's not going to be easy. The real healing that is worthwhile is not going to be easy.
At all.
For sure.
At all.
Yeah.
Well, y'all kind of took mine. But just that you're supposed to complete your healing journey within a certain amount of time. I feel like people think that once you heal from something, it's like, all right, after I did this for 3 months, 6 months, a year, like, I should be over this thing or I should be fully healed. But, like, you can still have scars from that. And it can take longer. And if you, like you said, relapse, and if you, it's not this romanticized thing, it is okay. There's no deadline on healing. There's no deadline on when you should start and end. And there's no like with the stages of grief, I feel like there's different phases, and people think it goes from one phase to the next to the next, but you can go from phase 1 to phase 5. That's the same thing with healing. You can start at phase 1, and then one day you're phase 5, one day you're phase 3. Like, there's no clear direction or definition of how your healing journey is supposed to look or how it's going to go. It's not linear, like you both said. It's constant. So the sooner you recognize that, the easier it'll be for you to release control and just accept that. I'm preaching to myself today, child.
Okay, preaching to the choir. Because I know sometimes
we always do that.
Right. Yeah. No, for real. That's one of the reasons why we made this podcast. But just how y'all said, like, healing isn't linear. Sometimes it ain't always fun. Like, sometimes I don't want to be the bigger person. Okay. Sometimes I don't want to take the higher road. Sometimes I like being a little petty. You know? But like I said, it's not linear, and it's a journey, and, you know, just like Gabby said with the stages of grief, you're going to bounce around, but as long as you're, like, on a steady incline up, I feel like that's what matters most. But everybody's healing journey looks different, and everybody has different requirements for when it comes to, like, what their personal healing journey looks like. So one question I want to ask you guys, do you guys feel like you heal better when you're isolated? Or do you prefer to be around people, like loved ones, or just, like, putting yourself out there? Like, when do you guys find that your healing journey is, like, most successful?
I would say both.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning, I feel like I need to isolate to make sense of my emotions, to figure out what it is that I'm even feeling in the first place. Sometimes I may seek counsel from somebody wiser than me, whether it is some of my friends or a family member, my mom, dad, whoever, so that I can know how to move forward and how to even start my healing journey. But in the beginning, I definitely like to be isolated and just feel. I've been working on that. Like, sometimes I don't like to let it out or just go through the motions in the beginning because it's not fun. Like you said, it's not fun. It makes me feel blah, makes me feel sluggish. I feel bad about having emotions sometimes, but I know that I have to do that and unpack all that baggage, because if not, it's just going to keep building up and building up and building up. And then it's going to spill over into whatever venture I go into next. But then I do, like, after I've gone through my isolation phase, being surrounded by loved ones, because then it reminds me that I am loved and that, you know, you will be okay and you can get through things, and it's okay to not be okay, and that other people have gone through healing journeys also, and that you're not alone. So I like having that balance between both isolation and being surrounded by my loved ones.
I feel you.
Mine's pretty much the same as you. I think I start off opposite. Well, I don't know. I think it just depends on what I'm healing from. I feel like if I'm healing from, like, a friendship or a relationship, I start off with being around friends or family, and then I kind of fall into isolation. I feel like if it's, like, death, a lot of times I start with isolation because I'm trying to, like, wrap my head around it. But I think, yeah, for me, I like a bit of both. I think it's really important to just be able to kind of spend some time with yourself and get into your thoughts and cry it out, feel it out, or just allow yourself to ponder. Because sometimes I would be like, no, this is what it is, da-da-da. But there are times where I'm like, no, okay, but what is it for real? You know what I mean? Like, what am I feeling? What is the situation? Let's sit here, let's think it out, you know? And sometimes I'm like, F it, girls, we're going out on the town. And
Let's go around.
Let's go our rounds. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, y'all know me. I feel like there definitely, before anything, there has to be a balance with it. I feel like personally, I think that I spend a lot of time convincing myself that, you know, you have to heal alone and isolated, and I would try to do that, but you can really only do so much isolated. Like, you can only do so much, for real.
Yeah.
'Cause at the end of the day, well, me anyway, speaking from my perspective, like, I have relationships that I want to be able to sustain, friendships, family, everything like that. So, like, you can't spend all your time isolated forever and ever and ever. It's just not gonna work like that. If you really want to heal yourself, like you say you do, you know what I'm saying? So that balance is necessary. But for me personally, I definitely think, in the not so distant past, I was spending a lot of my time healing isolated. Like I said, it got to a point where that just wasn't, like, it got to a point where it felt like it was just really stagnant and maybe even regressing. So once I did finally kind of start getting more, feeling like myself again and kind of like being comfortable being around people again, I definitely found a lot of healing in being surrounded by others. But yeah, you definitely got to find the balance. Both are important, but you don't want too much of either, because you got to spend time with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to spend time with people that you love and that love you too.
Sure.
So yeah, I agree with y'all, but I'm actually gonna go the other direction and say I actually prefer to be a little isolated when I'm healing at first, just because I feel like I can really go there with myself, right? I can cry in front of y'all, but the way I'm gonna cry in front of y'all is gonna be different than the way I'm gonna be crying by myself. And best believe I be crying, And same thing, like when it comes to having a conversation with God, like I can really go there with God. I can talk to Him the way I really want to talk to Him, and it's just a way for me to remove any and all distractions. So I feel like for me, I need that isolation period. I ain't gonna be there for too long, but I need to be there, so that way I can just, like I said, really go there with myself, and then I look at me being around loved ones as like a presentation of this newly formed version of me after I did the work. So, but like y'all said, it definitely, there's a combination of both needed, but me personally, I'm a choose that solitude time every time. But I'm also coming to a point where I feel like, because, for the longest and still kind of to this day, I feel like I can handle a lot of things on my own. But as I get older, I realize I don't want to have to go through things alone, and I don't have to if I don't want to. So that's something that I'm still working on. But like I said, I definitely do still need a little bit of that solitude time before I, am surrounded by loved ones and being out there again. So. But yeah, as we've all said before, healing is definitely not a linear journey. And I'm pretty sure we've all had a time where we thought we healed from something and then God tested us and we were like, oh, failed. Oh, is that the old me? Is that the old me popping back up? So tell me about a time where you thought you healed from a situation, but then you might have relapsed to the unhealed version of you. You might have said something that you might have regret, or you were like, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. So if you had one of those experiences, how did you act afterwards? Like, did you regret it? Did you take that as a moment to learn, like, oh, this is something that I need to work on? Like, how did you handle that situation? We've all been there. We've all been there.
Okay, so when you think you healed and then you get that text.
Ooh.
You get that text. It's like, what you doing, what you on, or like, I'm trying to see you, I miss you,
Child.
whatever. And it's like,
Sips wine.
So this is healed from you thought you was healed from a
back in the day,
Right.
yeah. I mean, but that's pretty much it. Like, relationally, I would say.
Like, did you say you weren't gonna talk to this person anymore?
I was like, I'm good. I'm not gonna talk to him no more. Like, you did me wrong. This, that. Y'all know the.
Yeah.
No, we know.
You know the situation.
Yeah.
All that. So it was like,
Familiar.
I'm good because you was not doing right.
Yeah.
Way back when.
So you entertained it, though?
Yeah, so you get that text. I miss you, baby.
What you doing?
Baby,
I'm trying to
what
see
doing?
you.
Let me come pick you up. Whatever.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, and then I was and it was college too. So it was like, you're just young and dumb, and I don't feel like I really knew how to heal from stuff then, or even understood what healing really was. So any little thing, it was like healing to me was just like out of sight, out of mind, like no contact, whatever, and that's how I heal. I'm good. But it wasn't like doing inner work, like reflecting what went wrong, or like how could I have moved differently, or like what are boundaries. Like there was none of that back then. So of course you get that text and you say you're trying to slide. What you gonna do? You gonna slide? Yeah. But then afterward, it just made me feel even worse because it was like, dang, like it was, it might have been fun for the moment, but like
what now?
Yeah, it's like, okay, it could have been fun for the time being, and it was cool in the moment because your emotions are tied into it, but in reality, it's like, okay, why did you just do that? Like, you just messed yourself up. Because now you did that, and he's still going to go to another girl or go be with another girl and whatever. And he's just using you as like a scapegoat, whatever. Like, you're being used. So it's like, nobody wants to be used. And so that was, after I definitely did like beat myself up and have that moment of like, self-reflection, and I would also say with friendships too, like times when I thought, I had like hashed things out with my friend and everything was cool, and then, they might do something that is like triggering, and you want to just go back to your old ways and like start moving. You like, oh, you start thinking they're moving funny, so you want to start moving funny, and it's like, no. When people's energy doesn't align with yours, you don't have to match their energy. You just maintain yours. So it was like,
give it a Google.
A little gem. Come on. But no, seriously,
that poetry book.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's it for me. Really, just I would beat myself up and then actually take time to self-reflect and think like, okay, why do you feel this way? What made you feel this way? How can you be better? Move different, speak up about it, not speak up about it. What can you do instead? So those were the times that I've relapsed. And sometimes, you still relapse. But like we said, healing is not linear. I just think healing is honestly, when you re-heal and constantly have to re-heal yourself, I feel like you're just relearning how to love yourself in different spaces of your life. So...
Amen.
Not really.
Wait, quick side question since we on the topic of niggas. Have y'all ever been the one to like break contact with someone? Like, say if y'all were going like a period of time where you're like, I'm not talking to no one. Were you ever the person to like break that contact first?
Absolutely. Oh, break contact. You mean like
like you reach out first. Like y'all have gone months and you proud of yourself. You're like, yes, I haven't talked to this guy in forever. And then you like, hey, big hey.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I can't even put that on myself. No, I don't think I did that. Not after months.
I've entertained I've entertained someone breaking no contact.
Yeah.
Which it still feels just as bad. Like I should have reached out, but
I've definitely reached out.
These niggas always
once upon a time in my life because I was stupid and I just but I mean, listen, it's not just niggas. I feel like I thought at the time that I was getting better at my reaction. Because we all know Kelsey's a little spicy. She's spicy.
Why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy? But I was at this party, and this girl and a girl that I was with was getting into it. So I'm like, let me just be the bigger person, break up the fight. I was trying to break up the fight, and the girl got in my face, and I was like, it's good, it's chill. And she said...
What'd she say?
She said that bitch word.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
You better watch them B words.
I said, horse. If it ain't beautiful, I don't want to hear it.
All I remember at that point is 3 people rushing to push me back because I was like, oh, it's No, I think she had like put her hand in my face or some shit. And like, you can talk all you want, but when you start doing all of
the hand in the face and the pointing and
thing, like now I gotta break your finger off because you in my space. Yeah. So at least that's how I used to think.
Now I gotta hurt you.
Was it? Let me not ask too many questions because it'd be me.
I was about to say, yeah, you be wanting to ask the personal details.
Right. She like, who was he? What's the name? Is that who I think it is?
Was it a Halloween party?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to
Yeah, it was that.
Happy space.
I'm trying to put two and two together, but no, that like the the hand motion stuff.
That's triggering.
Cause please don't try me like I'm a punk. You know, like I'm gonna be the bigger person, but when you start like trying to little girl me, that's when I'm like, all
dang,
right.
that makes me think. I did have an
Put
incident.
your finger in my face, I'm gonna bite it off.
I did have an incident like that, like last year. I think I told you guys when I was in Buckhead, and I sat in a chair. It was a chair that was open.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I'm outside the bar, sitting in a chair, and I'm with.
You didn't tell me.
I think I did. Oh well, now swear time. Story time. I was at a Buckhead bar, and I was sitting with a friend of a friend. And the chair was open. Then this lady, I was about to say, then this lady comes up to me and she's like, I was sitting there.
I remember this.
I said, okay.
Not
And
anymore.
she's like,
Fuck.
so you're not gonna get up?
No, bitch.
First of all, where are your manners, ma'am? Okay, and you're way older than me. She was probably like in her 40s. She was.
That's why she.
What a shame.
Yeah, it
What a
was,
shame.
and that was, and I was calm. I was like, no, and I just turned back around. Then she, I just calmly said no. I was like, no, turn back around. Then she tapped my shoulder. Now you putting your hands on me.
Tapping on the shoulder.
Don't touch me.
Now you
bro.
putting your hands on me. So I'm like, and then the girl that I was with, she was like, let's not touch her. And she's like, I'm just saying, because I was sitting there, and you need to get up and move.
And
And
the bar is crazy.
I said, I'm not getting up, and
You
I'm
need
not
to back
moving.
up.
I just
And the
got
girl
heated
was like,
just
don't
about
touch
it.
her. There's no need to put your hands on anybody. Like, let's not do that. And one of the ladies was the Karen, and the other lady was her friend that I think thought she was a Karen too. It's like, girl, the police see you, they see me. We the same. We the
Right.
same.
You can't act like that.
We the same. And we the same. And we were kind of right by the entrance too, so there were police officers and security there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to be calm and be cool because my parents were out of town. I don't know where Blake was, but everything just started rushing through my mind, like, who gonna bail me out? And plus, I just finished grad school, so I was like, I have a lot on the line. I have a lot to lose. So I was trying to be calm and be cool. Then she touched me the second time, and someone redirected her and was like, oh, there's a chair. Like, you can just grab that one. And she grabbed the chair and wanted to scoot it through where I was because she wanted to sit close to her friend. She looked at me. She said, move. And that was it. I didn't put my hands on her, but I definitely spazzed on her and was like, no, it's not move. It's not fucking move. And I'm not going to move because, and then I just went off on her a bit. And then I had reinforcement there that was like, bitch, don't put your hands on her. Like, if you want to go, we could go.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And then her friend was like, it's okay. Let's all just calm down. Now you want to calm
Now
down.
you want to be calm.
And then the lady was like, well, you started with me first. I just wanted my seat back. I started with you first.
Don't lie.
But you just said you
seat.
wanted. And then I was like, no.
The audacity.
So then she.
The caucasity.
Then she magically gained some manners and was like, excuse me, can I please move my chair?
And it's sad that we got to go there from them to start acting right.
Okay.
And I was just like,
That's
I was like, wow, that is so much better. I'm so glad that you got some decorum within the past 5 minutes.
Hello.
And she just looked at me.
Hello.
And then I just looked at her and I turned back around in my seat. But the drink was gonna go flying. I do like to just be calm and not let people get me out of character because I feel like if you get me to that point for me to be so upset, then you do have control over me. So that was definitely unhealed.
That was your 13th reason, bro. Like, yo. You could have spazzed on that bitch.
Bro, I could have killed her.
Yo.
The first time is crazy. The second time, you're touching,
you're
girl.
It's insane.
And when
would've
I
had
say
every reason to go
aggressively
off.
tapping my shoulder, it's not just
Ew.
first of all, I don't care if it's light tap or not. Don't put your hands on nobody. Everybody that's what they teach you in school. Keep your hands to yourself.
bro.
In your lap.
It's a kindergarten lesson.
That
In
could have
your
been my
own
13th
bubble.
It's a
season.
kindergarten
for real.
lesson. Keep your hands to yourself.
I will
Ooh.
also say that time that I was detained
By the police?
I was trying to be the bigger person. Yo, I was trying to be the bigger person. This was years ago. And this girl threw a wet floor sign at me.
That's
I turned around. I said, "Oh,
nasty
no."
That is nutter butter.
Yeah, your actions were
Listen,
valid, though.
and this is
sis.
how I know, because I was defending myself. I was like, this girl, and then her fat ass cousin was trying to jump me, and I was like, no, because I know when I'm beat. If she sits on me, I'm done. I'm squashed. It's over with. I'm deflated.
She ate all the Krabby Patties.
She ate all the fucking Krabby Patties. Like, move. Anyways, no, because that bitch tried it. Big ass girl. But anyways, like, nah, I felt so bad because after she threw that shit, I had took we were in the gas station, and you know how they have the stuff from the shipments in the back. I had took a Red Bull and threw it at her.
Hit her?
I don't know. But I had went back inside and bought a Red Bull. Because I was like, I'm so sorry. I
feel bad.
Now, looking back on the situation, would you have handled things differently? Or how do you feel like the healed version of you would have reacted?
No, I would have hit her ass.
I was going to say, no, honestly, that's why I said, like, your actions were valid. I don't think if someone throws a left foot sign on me.
Listen, bro, she's yelling. She's yelling.
Healed or unhealed?
Whoever's on the phone with her, hyping her up. She's like, da da da. And I'm just walking out. I'm like, all right.
She had someone on the phone with her.
You defending yourself.
Yes. And
you
I'm
was defending yourself.
Right,
she could have got her
that's
friend.
cool. Like, whatever. When she threw that.
Yeah, nah.
When she threw the wet floor sign, I said, oh, this bitch.
No, yeah, your
That's what I
feelings
was
were
gonna
valid.
say. Do you feel like if you get your lick back, that you can be healed and like
In
certain situations, I ain't gonna cap,
like you can, be healed and get your lick back.
Certain situations,
Yeah.
I'm not a turn the other cheek type of bitch. I'm not gonna cap to you. If you hit me, I'm going to punch you. I'm not gonna talk. I don't listen. I was raised don't start none, but you gonna finish it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna touch you.
Yeah.
You want to argue? You want to yell? I'm gonna let you argue and yell.
Yeah.
But the moment this,
Put your hands on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, oh. That's self-defense. I could rock
Yeah.
your world right now.
So rock it.
So rocket. But sometimes getting your lick back doesn't always have to be violent. Like you can get your lick back in other ways,
That's
you know?
true.
So
Yeah.
You
Sure
can.
go ahead.
But,
Go ahead. What's your story? Go ahead.
That's
I would say it's your turn. Hey, what's your
Listen,
story?
That's not what my story is about at all. I didn't get my look back. But the one story I was thinking about was when I was talking to somebody and it was a situation where the person was like all of a sudden kind of acting funny and like, doing that non-responsive shit. And when you can tell when somebody is being weird over text. I don't give a damn. You can tell. So I had called it out and was like, what's up? And she was like, I think we should. I just said a gender. They were like,
There's lots of she's in the world.
we know.
There's lots of she's.
Well, and if she is listening, you was a weirdo.
Weird ass girl.
We talking about you.
Because life is weird.
we gotta talk about anyways. But anyways, so yeah, like she was being weird, and she was like, I feel like we gotta have a conversation. I was like, okay, weird. And then she didn't want to have that conversation. She was being weird about having the conversation. I was like, girl, let's just talk. Let's talk about it. What's going on? But then she kept on like avoiding me, and then it got to the point when she was like, oh, I didn't think I had to do things on your time. Because I'm trying to have the conversation that she wanted to have. And then I kind of just lost myself in that whole thing and went off. And honestly, considering how we wasn't talking for that long, I could have kept my cool a little bit better. But, ugh. But then I realized, like, bitch, that triggered like an attachment issue. Like,
so you got something.
Like you got some issues, and I'm telling y'all, like not too soon after that, I started therapy. Yeah. So this was this year.
Wait,
but
Look, bro, come on, man.
Talk about it off camera.
It was an accumulation of shit that I was realizing about myself that made me go to therapy. But that was a situation that happened with that person to where I was like, you might have some attachment issues because why are you going so hard over this girl? That when she started giving me the energy back and was like, okay, well, fuck you. I was like, why are you saying fuck me? Where are you going? And it was a little hard for me to detach. So that was a situation where I lost my cool and got triggered, and then I got a response and I didn't like the response, and then found myself being like attached when I really shouldn't have been. So Amen. That was the action I took. That was the ultimate action for real. That was like, bitch, get your ass in therapy. It's time to talk to somebody.
Period. I love that.
no. You gotta handle yourself better and can't let people bring you to that point.
Yeah.
Unless they touch you first.
Unless they touch me, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate people
Knock her ass
taking
out.
me out of character because it's like you know who you are. You know who you are.
for
So
sure.
once somebody has the power to take you out of that,
Yeah.
I'd be disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
But
She watched this. It's gonna be so funny.
she watched this. She watched it?
I don't know.
Hey, Vicky.
Hey, girl.
Hello, Ting
It might
Ma.
be cool again. I don't know.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Let me watch my
Lord. We'll
mouth.
talk off
Let
camera.
me watch my
We'll talk off
mouth.
cameras.
Okay,
But,
so
Bye.
Like, so I feel like we've all had a situation like with a significant other, that we're not so proud of. But I'm gonna talk. I feel like we be beating daddy issues down to the ground, and I feel like I be beating a dead horse. But there was one situation where I was out of town with some friends, and my dad called. And I didn't even notice this until she pointed it out. And I think I've told this story before, but like I had answered it, and like my friend was like, "Girl, who were you on the phone with?" I was like, "My dad." And she was like, your entire demeanor just changed. And I was like, ooh. And I didn't realize that until she pointed it out. So like I said, I've always been like, oh yeah, I'm healed. But then like I find myself still resenting him a little bit. So I'm like, ooh, maybe I'm not fully healed. So I definitely had to do some self-reflection and definitely had some like open and vulnerable conversations with him because I really do want to be like fully healed from the past. Like it happened, I can't control it, I can't change what happened, but like that doesn't have to dictate my future relationship with him. So I wanted to get to a point where I was like, you know what, like okay, even though our relationship was rocky growing up, like it doesn't have to be like that moving forward. So like I said, I really just had to do some self-reflection. I need to get my ass in therapy. Had some vulnerable conversations because I realized, like I said, I hate being out of character. Y'all know I'm always like upbeat, cheery, happy. So the moment I answer a phone and I'm like, hello, I don't like that. So I had to do something about that. So that's kind of some of the stuff that I've been doing. But I feel like there's lots of things that we do to try to heal. So what are some like daily practices or some tools or techniques that you guys use to try to promote your own personal healing journey?
Social media.
Social media breaks.
Social media breaks.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Go.
Social media breaks, I think, help me kind of like not just being amongst people and what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, like I do like checking up on people via social media because it's a way for me to check up on you without having to actually talk to you for real.
Yeah.
But that's bad. But
No, I mean
it's just
real.
honestly, I
It's
know so
real.
many people. It's like I can't call all y'all, bro. So I'm gonna just,
Yeah.
all right, you're alive, got it, bet. But it helps because there's also just other things going on in the world, and it's like, yes, stay informed, but also give yourself a break. Like I know around the time when like the George Floyd stuff was happening, and granted, it's not just the George Floyd stuff. Civil rights, all that's been happening for literally hundreds of years. But I know that summer, like I needed a break, and I think when everything with Gaza started happening, I needed a break, and I was like, ooh, okay. And I was going hard for all of those Congo, all of that, but I also was like, okay, seeing some of this stuff is really breaking my heart, and it's kind of like adding to the heaviness that I feel in my own personal life. So I try to like at work now, sometimes I don't even be on my phone. I'll do like quizzes online. Like I'll do just map quizzes of like filling in stuff before the timer runs out. And my coworkers are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "A quiz." But
A quiz.
And it's like it's helping me, or I'll read because it's just like helping me nurture my mind, and I'm not like feeding into stuff. Because there was a point in time where I was on social media all like when it was slow, which it's not anymore. When it was slow, I was just on social media, and I'm like, I'm just getting lost in social media, and it's just not healthy. But social media breaks, praying, journaling,
Love that.
walks in the park.
I'm about to do a social media break. Probably for I'm gonna just see how long I want to go. I'm not really gonna set a timeline, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's starting to annoy me, like being on it and stuff. I like making my cute little collages and dumps and everything and dropping some fire pictures, but because I did. If y'all follow me, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead and
Plug.
follow. Okay, Gabby
Shameless
underscore. Is it
plug.
underscore?
I mean, yeah, but I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm just saying.
Might as well, go ahead.
The last shoot I did. Anyway, but social media breaks for sure.
Yeah.
I like to read. I like to listen to positive music. So lately, Cleo Soul for
I knew
me
you was gonna say that.
she has been on repeat.
Yes.
I've always liked her, but especially her song "Life Will Be," it's just real positive. Like she said something in there. It's like she's like life will be. Um, hold on, let me sing it in my head. Oh, life will be just you believe in you, and she like says it over and over, but she sings it. I can't sing, so I'm not gonna attempt. But it's like a constant reminder. Her songs are just positive to me. I like listening to positive music. That's helpful. Not answering phone calls or text messages.
Ooh, D&D.
I'll see it. I just, mm-mm. And I don't really give people explanations when I do that, which could be considered toxic. But I don't know. I kind of just,
Just turn your red receipts off.
no, they gonna stay on.
Oh, mine are off.
No, mine are on.
I'm gonna see it, but
If you know that I read it, you know I'm alive. There you go. Usually I don't even open it though.
Makes sense.
I don't even open it all the way though sometimes, but I feel like when I'm ready, I'll reach out. Sometimes it's just exhausting being the person that everybody goes to. So it's
Man,
like,
what?
if you're constantly the one everybody goes to, then who do you go to? Or what do you do? So I've kind of just been trying to figure that part out and just be.
For sure.
And then I started back journaling, which is something I'm happy about. And I did a painting. It was for my job, but painting is something that was one of my main tools or practices that I use for growth. And I'm going to start tapping back into that. Oh, I'm working out. Love to work out.
Yes.
Love
I
to
don't know
work
what
out.
it is
Yeah.
about it. Like, you really do feel refreshed.
It releases
Leaving
some
the
sort
gym.
of hormones, or I don't know.
Or the studio. Like, you just feel, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would recommend everybody get a hobby, try something new, whether it's by yourself or with other people, just so you can see what you like and what you don't like. Because the worst thing that can happen is you don't like what you do, and then you find something new. But I would definitely recommend everybody do something. Like, don't just stick to a mundane routine. Do something. Get out there, connect with people, get some sunlight, go for a run, find something that
Go swimming.
you never knew of, and go try it. Just do something, and it'll boost your mood, in my opinion. So that's me.
Sunlight heals.
I was just about to say that vitamin D. That vitamin D.
Which one? I'm just joking.
Okay, so
Sorry, y'all.
nasty.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. Vitamin D outside, sun. Like.
Back to the Saints. That from the sun is great. The sun is healing. It'll always do it for me. Sitting out in the sun, it'll recharge something in me every single time. If it's not like super hot, it just feels great sometimes to just sit outside. I like journaling. Journaling is nice. I don't do it as often as I kind of wish I did, but I definitely do when I feel like I need to. So journaling is definitely one. I do like to meditate. I do a lot of, well, not as much recently, but I like doing like guided meditations on YouTube. YouTube has some really good ones.
My mom be doing that, yeah.
Like
Put me on. That's crazy enough. It was her mom that put me on.
Like
for real. No, it'll they'll just kind of
Notice your breath.
Yeah, kind of like breath work and like kind of just it'll tell
Just be
you like to
present.
kind of put your mind in a certain place and like think about a certain thing. It'll tell you like imagine there's like a light going through your head. Feel it go through like your arms, your toes.
Notice your feet as they wiggle on the carpet.
Yeah.
Take a breath. Feel that breath. Imagine that breath traveling through every organ in your body.
And it really does something.
It does.
Really
I don't know what it
centers your
is.
soul.
Yeah,
really
it does.
It sets that intention. Like, it makes it intentional, and you know.
Mm-hmm. And they have different ones like specific for if you're at your desk, if you're walking, if you're just waking up, if you need one for motivation, if you need one for blah blah blah, this and that. Like, they have some really good ones on YouTube. Just gotta search out there, and it helps. Don't like to try it. So that therapy, that's been great. That's been really good. It's definitely been nice having like that non-biased person to really kind of just talk to and kind of just give you like just give it to you straight for real. That is it's definitely helped a lot. And really just, I guess, tapping into that spirituality definitely helps a lot with my personal growth and just kind of feeling present, centered, like I'm okay. You know, things are always going to work out for me in the way that it's supposed to be in the time that it's supposed to happen. Doing those those mantras, manifestations, things like that, all that good old spiritual stuff. I like all that stuff now. Love it. So, but I definitely do want to read more. That's one thing that I do want to do more of.
I have suggestions.
I will definitely go
I
because
too.
both of y'all be reading for real.
Yeah.
I'm definitely ask for some. But besides that, those are I would say my main ones. And working out too, going to the gym.
Yeah,
It's definitely helped a lot. Implementing certain things in my diet. Certain
that changes a lot.
What you call supplements
Yeah.
help a lot. Like I take vitamin D3.
Yeah, me too.
What's the other one that helps?
B12 be doing it for me. Yup.
Just all those things. You know, taking other things for like gut health and all those kind of things.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
All that. Getting your greens. Good little diet.
Some ginger, some lemon, and
All
some honey.
ginger, lemon. Yup. Water. All of that.
Lemon, water, Sandy. All of that.
All of that.
Do
stuff.
sleep sounds help y'all? Like,
Yes, I go to
I don't
sleep
know
to
what
brown
it
noise.
I'm not
so
there
me,
yet.
you go to sleep to what?
Brown noise.
Mine is rain.
I'm not
Thunder.
there.
It has to be
I go
thunder.
to sleep watching something.
I
on the
go to.
screen.
I
It's
don't.
bad.
I
So,
don't need nothing.
I will say I used to do that a lot, and going to sleep. You're funny. Going to sleep with TV. It depends on what's on the TV. I would start having dreams about it, and it wasn't always good dreams. So that's why I was like, okay, I can't keep falling asleep
Yeah.
with the TV and movies on. Because I remember one time I fell asleep to a horror movie, and
Oh,
that
see,
was
I'm not-
that was a horrible ass dream. I was like,
See,
oh,
I'm
wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Absolutely not.
So I just started falling asleep. Like lately, I just be knocking out because you know life and tired. But like if I'm just laying there, I'll put on thunder. I don't know what it is about water and rain, but it's very
peaceful.
soothing. It's
I
just
love
so
rain.
soothing.
I need to try the sounds thing. I haven't really tried it before.
They have like
It works
fireplace
for me.
crackling. They have Headspace on Netflix. I used to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's like they'll like,
Too hard.
huh?
I feel like I be thinking too hard at night.
Like literally just lay there and like with Headspace.
Maybe that's just me. I kind of have insomnia on the low though, a little bit.
I do too. That's why I had to start listening to it because, like, with Headspace, it'll be like, okay, breathe in, breathe out, and then it'll kind of like, depending on what you pick, like, it tell you a story.
Okay.
I know mine sounds like an
Maybe that one
aquarium.
helps. Stories? I
Yeah.
don't like that. Okay.
It's
Okay.
very calming, and her voice is like really soothing, like that.
Gabby, like, I just leave.
I just be knocked out.
Which is true.
Anywhere,
Gabby
anytime.
has, what's that disorder?
No,
where you
I
fall
don't.
asleep?
I don't.
Narcolepsy.
I don't have narcolepsy. I rebuke.
Narcoleptic.
I mean, I might have a touch. I'm not gonna lie.
She might have a touch.
Gabby will be sitting in the middle of a party, and
knocked
she
out.
will
People
go
have-
to bed.
I
She'll be
would-
in conversation.
That
Like,
ass just
fuck all that. You'll be talking
sleep.
to her.
You need to have that
Combo.
checked.
Gabby?
Me combo.
You're bullying me.
But,
Go ahead. Okay, so
No, yeah, I mean, y'all all touched on some really great ones. I feel like I pretty much, like, you know, y'all did a nice little bulk. Working out for sure, just moving your body, getting that blood flowing. What you living?
just thinking.
I feel like setting the tone for your day also helps. So just like whatever you have to do to set the tone for your day, wake up, do positive affirmations. There really is power in the tongue. So just looking at yourself in the mirror and just
Jesus.
speaking life into you sets the tone, starting with prayer, meditation.
Meditation's good. When you
Meditation's good. And like start small. You know, you can't just like if you're not meditating on the daily, it's hard for you to be like to just sit there in peace for 20 minutes. You have to work yourself up to that. So take it slowly. You know, don't just jump into it and think that you're going to meditate for 20. Cuz I'll tell you, when you're deep in your meditation journey, 20 minutes goes by so fast.
Yeah.
It goes by so fast, but you're not just going to start off the bat there.
Yeah.
Also, like reading a devotional in the morning. Like I said, I'm really big on just setting the tone for my day. So that's why I'm like a morning workout girly. I know some people do their workouts in the evening, but like it really does set me up for the day if I wake up, Eat a good breakfast. Make sure that you're nourishing your body. Everything that you ingest, from the food to the music to the things that you're looking at. So that's why it's important to take those social media breaks. It's important to do those purges. I know me. We always talk about, like, when we're healing, how we just need a change of scenery. As much as we want to pick up and take a trip, we can't always do that.
Yeah.
But there's ways to change the scenery in your everyday life. So I'm really big on purging. I'm purging everything in my life right now. I kid you not. I'm going through every dresser, every
Clean
closet,
out your clothes.
every corner. I'm going through the fridge. I know you got some expired stuff in the back of your fridge. Throw that shit out.
Your spices
Probably
expired.
I was just about to say, your spices expired. Okay, some of the spices in the back of your closet need to be thrown away. You know,
Go through your followers.
Go through your followers. Go through your contacts.
I'll be like, why do I?
Purge. You know, like I said, there's a way to change up the scenery in your daily life without having to pack a suitcase. Even though, trust me, I love to pack a suitcase and catch a flight.
Yeah.
But in this economy, I can't do that tomorrow. So, but what is the way that I can change the scenery, change my environment right here, right now? But yeah, I'm a huge music head. I love listening to good music.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I feel like we all touched on some really good ones. So, you know, just finding out what works for you. Everybody's journey looks different, so everybody's going to touch on different things, or there's going to be certain things that work better for you than others. But that's why it's a journey. Test them out, try them, see what works for you, and create a routine that is sustainable for you to maintain this healing journey of yours. So yeah, those were some good ones, guys. It's the journey. I'm still here. What is kids. That? You don't know that? What? Girl, we gonna show you.
It's the journey.
I can't believe you've never seen that.
That's so funny.
Alrighty, so I kind of want to, like, go back to the childhood first. I want to touch on the childhood because for some reason that childhood phase plays such a huge part in our lives. So I want y'all to kind of touch on maybe like a specific thing from your childhood. It can be a childhood trauma or just a hardship from your childhood that you've healed from or are still healing from. And what have you done to heal from that? Like, I know we just said a bunch of good, you know, tips, but like, I want you to pinpoint a specific thing, what you've done to heal from that specific thing, or just some advice that you would give to someone who might be trying to navigate that same space.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, I know in previous episodes I've touched on it a bit when I would, I'm sorry. This makes me think of, oh my gosh, there was that interview or something and it was like, when I was a child, and then the background noise, all you hear is the people just laughing. Like, the person's trying to be so serious. And he's like, when I was young. And then everybody's like, what
are they laughing?
I don't know, but that's...
Is he young?
No,
like a young person?
But he was going back to when he was young. He said, okay, when I was young. And then everybody just started laughing. But anyway.
Oh.
Because I think
That's
it made me think of that because that's how I was going to start off. I was going to be like, when I was young. But when I was a child, I'm sorry, I am so giggly today. No, but I would say when I was younger, I know I touched on it in previous episodes, but my dad used to work back and forth between Georgia and New York, so I would only see him once every. It just depended on the period. Sometimes once every like 3 months, once every 4 months, once every other month. It kind of just varied. But because of that, he missed out on like pivotal moments to me in my life. So like award ceremonies, dance recitals, and just little small monumental things that matter to a child. And once he was stationed back in Georgia, at first it was very weird because I was like, I don't feel like I know you to be comfortable in the house. Like, comfortable in the house, yes, but I don't feel like I know you enough to be talking to you about my day or, you know, you telling me what to do. And I know one day, he probably doesn't remember this, but one day I did get smart with him. And I was like, you don't tell me what to do. You don't know me.
Oh.
And I know that was probably, I don't know if he remembers, but I remember because I know it was hurtful when I said it. Because then I was like, oh, you just got smart with your daddy. And I don't really remember what his response was, but that was very, you know, hurtful to me when I was a kid because I'm a daddy's girl and I wanted him to be there for everything. And then my younger brother, he was there for similar moments. So award ceremonies and baseball games and everything. And I just had that resentment. I was like, I felt like he missed out on all that stuff. So in order to fix that, because I realized I needed to fix that, once he would speak to me or say things and I would kind of just like have that resentment and want to turn my nose up or catch an attitude. And I was like, oh, girl, you need to stop moving like that because you're only hurting yourself. And so I know we had a conversation and I just let everything out. And I think it made it better that he didn't try to invalidate my feelings about it. He was just receptive to it. And I know I just needed to release from it. And it felt really good. And I wrote about it as well. And my mind, I had to do like a mental mind shift or whatever, and just tell myself like the longer it takes you to forgive and heal, you're delaying your blessings if you like hold grudges and you don't let stuff go. And like we said, healing and forgiveness is for you. So wouldn't you want to do something nice for yourself? So that's kind of what I did, and the advice that I would give is don't block your blessings by having all this negative harbored energy towards someone else, because I know Queso said it in another episode. It's like, like you drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It doesn't work that way. And you're just hindering yourself from accepting any new blessings that are meant to come your way, because we're supposed to love, and people are going to hurt us, and it's part of life, but we're supposed to love and be loved and just release positivity and good energy. So that would be my advice to somebody. And have those hard conversations. Those are the ones that you probably need to have. If it's a tough conversation, have it anyway, because it's necessary.
Love that.
Real. I would say, I think one thing that I feel like I have gotten better at and that I'm healing from for real is just I was overlooked a lot as a kid, or like kind of not cast out, because no one's ever cast me out, but it was more of like, I don't want to use ostracized either, but fingers were pointed at me a lot, for whatever reason. And I think like kind of coming into myself and being comfortable in because I wasn't always extroverted. Like, I was always kind of goofy, but I was very scared to be goofy because I didn't want people to think I was weird, or now they call it quirky, or having a personality. But back then it was weird. You were a weirdo. And then like I also had ADHD and I didn't know. So I was just, but I think kind of being okay with the fact that I do have a learning disability, and like that doesn't make me any like less intelligent, and also just like being comfortable in, because y'all know me, I will start dancing in the middle of the street and won't care. And it took me years to be okay with, I want to go do that, I'm going to do it. That's why I don't care anymore. And I think I literally like have come out of that as a woman. And I guess if I could tell like my younger self, or just anybody out there, honestly, like it's easier said than done, but at the end of the day, no matter the family you have, the relationships you have, this is your life. When you die, you're going to die alone. When you was born by yourself. So the main relationship you need to take care of is the one with yourself. And loving who you are, and not trying to change yourself or please anyone else because of whatever reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. That's it for me.
It's good.
I'm actually hop on that, Kelsey, just because you ended with loving yourself. And as a kid, I did not do that. I used to be very self-conscious, very insecure. And I tell people the reason why I am this confident woman now is because I used to be hella insecure and I had to work through that. My self-love journey started very young. And I feel like I used to be a people pleaser. So, when you're a people pleaser, like when you're in different spaces, you find yourself slightly altering who you are to fit into that. But what you find is that when you do that, when you come home, you don't know who you are because you've had to mold to fit into these different groups. So I found myself doing that a lot. And then it got to a point where like I would sit by myself and I'm like, I did not like who I liked in the mirror because I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was. I didn't like what I saw. Like I said, I was just self-conscious about every little thing. So when I got to high school, I want to say like my self-love journey really kicked off when I was about 16. And I just felt like I was like at the pit of it. Like middle school was really bad for me when I was like really self-conscious, and it sucked because I'm like, I'm a middle schooler. I should be like playing outside and like playing in the dirt. But here I am worrying about what people think of me and just feeling like the ugliest thing on the planet. So when I got to high school, that's when I really started taking dance seriously. That helped a lot. Like just being able to pour myself into something creatively. And then I felt like Gabby said, make sure you find a hobby, but it helps with loving yourself, because when you start off that hobby, you might not be great, but you get to see yourself grow. And to see yourself grow in something and to see yourself get better, you're going to love yourself because you can be like, damn, I did that. Yeah. So find a hobby, find an outlet that you can pour yourself into creatively, musically, whatever. Journaling. I journaled a lot in middle school and in early high school. Yeah, it started young, and that played a huge part. And I do this thing where I don't just write it, but after I write down, I say it out loud. Like I said, I don't know, there's something about being like just saying things out loud. There's power in the tongue. So I feel like me reading back what I wrote, it's giving it life. And sometimes some of the things that I put on paper aren't always lovely, but I need to say it because I need to put life into it so that way I can let it go. It's going to hurt before it heals. So sometimes you really have to sit and bask in it. It sucks, but that's literally the only way you're going to get through it. So I would write down how I'm feeling. I would say it out loud, and then I would work on letting it go. And like I said, just like finding the beauty in all of the things that we think are ugly. I used to hate my lips. Okay, but people pay good money to get lips like these. Okay, being a black girl, I feel like every black or a lot of black people, they gotta learn to love their nose, because living in a society that values Eurocentric features, you have a black girl nose, and people are gonna be like, oh, you look a little different, and you start like looking at it and be like, ooh, maybe y'all. I kid you not, when I was young, I swore that when I turned 18, I was gonna get a nose job and I was gonna change my name because I hated my name, because people would always say it wrong. And I was like, I'm gonna change my name to Kayla, because ain't nobody ever going to mispronounce Kayla. And I was gonna get a nose job, and I was gonna get all this work done. But like I said, you really have to learn to love yourself and find beauty in it. Like the meaning of my name's, like my full name, Sadia Ali Noor, means the blessed and exalted light. And I really feel like I'm living in that. So once I found the meaning of my name and started figuring out ways on how to live in that and making it my purpose, I found so much beauty in it. So like just putting purpose behind your pain is so powerful. Thank you, God. I'm gonna say that again.
Come on.
Putting purpose behind your pain is powerful.
Jesus.
The things that you're going through are not in vain. There's something to be learned in every situation. I am preaching to myself and I'm getting chills. Whew! But yeah, so to that little girl, and that's why like a lot of the times when I okay, so I did a couple pageants back in my day, and my platform was always to start this self-love journey in young girls. And that's the reason why I'm so passionate about young women, because I see myself in those young middle school girls who are so self-conscious, and it's getting worse. Instagram does not make it better at all. So to them young little middle school girls that are like self-conscious, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, baby girl, you need to be playing in the dirt, playing in the sand, okay? Learning yourself, hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your family, staying in school, get your head in the books. Like, don't be worried about the wrong things. Worry about yourself. Worry about focusing on yourself, so that way you can grow into a beautiful, young, confident woman. So, yeah.
That's going on the real.
Say that. I thought that was kind of long. I got really passionate for a second. Like I said, I get so passionate about that because I see myself in every young middle school girl, because I'm like, that was me. I used to be so self-conscious, and people don't believe it, but I'm like, y'all, the reason why I am this way is because I felt like shit at such a young age, and I don't ever want to be back there again, and I don't want women to have to go through that. But I mean, everybody has to go through that, but as long as you have the tools and the resources on how to navigate that, you'll get through it, and hopefully you'll come out on top.
Period.
Damn. How do I follow that? Dang, that was good. I would say that my childhood sounds pretty similar to yours, Queso. Just being extremely insecure from a very early age. Well, so my family came here and I started kindergarten. And I started kindergarten late because I think I want to say I came in October. And
What is kindergarten in the UK? Like, is it still kindergarten?
They have They have like, oh shoot, what's the year before?
If you don't know, she's British.
Pre-K?
I can't think. It's
What's
not
that
called
pre-K?
pre-K. I can't think of the damn name.
Primary
of the
school.
I was say y'all
There
say
is
primary
school, but it's like, so there's year 1, year 2, year 3. But there's a year before year 1. I think I can't think of what it was because I started school out there, and when I came here, I got put into kindergarten like halfway through the school year, and like I don't remember which month. So from then, being a immigrant child, it was tough. It was tough. I was extremely quiet. I was extremely shy from early on. I had a little bully. I'll never forget her name either. Her name was Jenny Blitch.
Ooh.
Jenny Blitch was the bitch.
Blitch is a bitch.
I'll never forget her name either. That's crazy.
I hope
We
you
gonna
don't act
put that
like
on
that no
Facebook.
more.
That's crazy.
Actually, where my phone? Where my phone at?
What's she like?
Girl, she ain't nothing.
She ain't on there.
Ain't nothing.
Bitch.
And ain't nothing
Jennifer
from like
Blanche.
middle school. Middle school, the girl fell off. She was just a big bully.
I find her at LinkedIn.
So, from early on, just being an immigrant child, yeah, I was very shy. But I think I was always shy. I don't really remember how I was before coming here, but I know that, like I said, the immigrant child put a lot of discomfort and insecurity on me from a very early age. I was very shy. I didn't have many friends. That's not funny. I didn't have
not
Gabby.
Give me your hand. Pop.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
Well, I was really shy. I didn't have many friends. And so I found myself, I don't know, just kind of like wanting to fit in. But like when I say I was shy, I was like so painfully shy that like I
Like
just,
in a weird, like you was like weird shy.
I don't think I was weird
Like
shy.
standing in the corner and
Isolated,
stare
like
shy.
corner staring.
Social
But,
anxiety
like,
shy.
Social anxiety shy. I'm not talking to anybody first shy. Type of thing. I don't really remember. I think I feel like I said this all the time, y'all. I suppressed a lot of my childhood. I don't remember a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But I was very, 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 very shy. Eventually I did start making friends. Like when I got to, because I skipped first grade, went straight to second grade. So when I got to second grade, I started making friends.
Ain't no
But
first
still,
I said, ain't no first grade. She's smart.
But yeah, so then I went to third grade and that was good. Still had a couple friends, but then fourth grade it was weird. I had no friends in my class. I was like one of 3 black people in that one class. Had no friends. Was super shy. None of the kids really wanted to talk to me for real. And then fifth grade I kind of made a little more friends a little bit. But I've always been shy. Always been quiet throughout elementary and middle school. And I felt like I just found myself a lot of the time like really wanting to fit in and like just being really sad from like really young. Like why can't I just not have this personality? Why can't I just be out here making friends with people at my school and be like out here like all the other girls being cute and having boyfriends and stuff? But that just, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I could not shake the shyness. And like I had friends at like church and like I did gymnastics, made friends there, but like at school it really sucked a lot for me. So I think that with that there was some trauma that started from then, just kind of feeling like I can't be accepted, like people don't like me for some reason. Like, am I ugly? Do I look weird? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
And then when I started middle school, I went to an all-girls school for my 6th grade.
That sounds terrible.
And
Yeah, I
it was
couldn't do
interesting.
that.
So, shout out to Ivy
Terrible.
Prep. They just started the school when I started
heard of
6th
that.
grade, and they had like a whole lottery of like people trying to get into the school. It was a charter school. And so when we all started, everyone was new. I had 2 friends from that lived close to me that I knew from the school. But then once I got to middle school, like I started making friends. It was cool. Me and the girls. I started making female friends. No pressures of boys, because when you get to 6th grade, it start feeling
Your
real weird around
hormones.
boys. It start feeling real weird
liking
around
boys and
and it feels odd, yeah. But then 7th grade came and I was like, I want to be around boys again. And so I went back to my school that was in my like home district, like the middle school that like was the feed-in school for my elementary school, and then I was integrated back into those kids, and I feel like trauma kind of arised again a little bit, like because I was quiet again for real.
And did you say Ivy Prep?
The middle school was called Ivy Prep.
I've heard of that
all girls
before.
Yeah, but yeah, they was on the news and everything at one point.
That's why I've heard of it before.
But so then like going back into school with like the mixed school with boys and stuff, I found myself being really shy again and just kind of going back to those old ways. Like I feel like I don't know how to interact with these people. Like I don't feel accepted. Like I'm quiet, but everyone else seems to be so spunky. And like I would make friends here and there, but still like I don't know. I just couldn't shake the super shyness. But then when I got to high school, I got into dance, and that kind of started breaking me out of my shell. But I still find like today, like maybe not as much today, but like at least maybe a couple years ago, college age, I would find myself kind of feeling that young, shy, like I feel like I don't belong. I feel like people are looking at me crazy. Am I ugly? Why do I not feel accepted? Type of thing kind of started coming back, and I kind of started feeling like that little stage again, because I never went to like, I think I went to like a girls group or a couple girls groups. They would have like those organizations that girls would go to like on the weekends and the summers back then. Mm-hmm. They would teach you like, the whole self-love thing, but I never really took to it, because even in those groups, it would be some mean girls, and I never fit into those groups, and I was shy and quiet then, so it was just, So I think that I definitely have had to heal from that for sure. Like I said, I've suppressed a lot of my childhood because I was alone a lot. That sounds so sad, but I was alone a lot. Aww. So I know, right? That sounds sad, but yeah. So my advice would be to I don't know.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Like I feel like eventually, regardless, once you get older, those like uniquenesses about yourself, you're gonna start embracing them a lot more anyways. But when you're a kid, like you want to be like everybody else.
You want to fit in, of course.
So
you're impressionable,
right? Exactly. So
you just want to fit in.
Mm-hmm. So time really has been the healing thing for that, and just kind of like unlearning certain things, meeting people more like myself, Black people especially, because when I was younger, it was a lot of white kids in my school and barely any Black kids until I started getting into like middle high school. But yeah, finding community, because they're out there, people with like interests that you have, that you can make friends with, like people. You might think that you're weird, but you might find someone who's just weird as you.
Y'all could be weird together.
So just not giving up on, not thinking that this solitude is forever, So yeah.
Love that. Well, that was such a good conversation, y'all.
Yeah, I liked it.
I hope you guys were able to take something from this and was able to like do a little self-reflecting on your own healing journey. But share with us some things that y'all are doing. Write down in the comments some like tips or tools or resources or things that you've done that helped you with your healing journey. We would love to hear from you guys. So y'all know how we end it off. We have a writer inner for our segment called What's Weird, Sweetie? And they asked, what are some personal indicators that show that you guys have healed or are healing from a certain situation? Now, I'll start this because I will say that when you are healed or are healing, God is going to test you. He is going to put the same situation in your face and say, okay,
how you gonna handle it now?
How you gonna handle it? Let me see what you do.
And he gonna keep putting it there.
He gonna keep putting it there until you get it right? So I feel like that's one big indicator. Like if you keep getting involved in the same situations, or if you find yourself constantly like going through the same cycle, God is trying to tell you you're either about to heal from this or you have a little bit more work to do. So I'm going to present to you another situation to where you're going to have to work on it until you get it right. So that's my answer.
Say that.
Yeah. Because we all know
God be tested.
I'm like, God, I took this test last week. I took it. I didn't pass then. I still got something to learn. Okay.
Nah,
I guess. Let me learn again.
Definitely that. But I will also say just you realize that certain things don't affect you the same, and that not even just like your reactions, right? But even just certain. I think I was telling y'all about this the last time we were here. Is I was just kind of like, I just want something new. I feel like it's the same scenery, the same people. Not you guys, but the same people.
We knew that.
You know, whatever. It just doesn't.
Don't sit right no more. Yeah.
I'm just kind of
You're
like,
outgrowing
okay,
it.
like
Yeah.
you know, you're outgrowing, and it's like even with just friendships that have ended, and I'm like, I'm a lot more okay with certain friendships ending than I used to be, and it still hurts, but I'm like there was a friendship that I recently just ended, and I'm just like, honestly, like,
I'm good.
I wish them the best. There's always gonna be love there, but like, you're not good for my life.
Yeah.
So like, bye.
And knowing you, that's huge. Because Kelsey, she
Yeah.
loves and
Kelsey
she
gonna
loves
go tit for
hard,
tat.
and she's going to fight for the people that she loves. So when she's done,
Gabby saying a whole different thing than
You
Queso.
you are for sure.
I'm weak as hell.
Queso
Thank
said,
you, Queso.
Queso said she gonna love hard. I said Kelsey gonna go tit for tat. But
I'm weak as hell.
that's
they're
because
both true. They're literally both
she
true,
loves
y'all.
hard.
They're literally both true.
But yeah, nah, I think I'm real quick. Not real quick, but I'm quicker to just cut stuff off now.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, well, I'm good. Love you.
Yeah.
I wish you the best. I genuinely do. But like,
This
you
cannot
bring
be.
you bring nothing to my life, and I'm not saying that you have to bring something to my life, but it's like, you don't bring me peace. You don't bring me wisdom. You don't bring me comfort. You're just there.
Certain things run their course.
Like decoration.
You're not even one of them friends I would go turn up with because you do the most. So it's like,
Yeah.
you're not even a turn up friend. Like at this
Damn.
point, you just
They
there.
have fun with you. I can't
You're
even
just
turn up
there
with
because
you.
it's like that. They used to be a turn up friend, and now it's like every time we go out, it's some embarrassing ass shit, and I'm just like, all right, like I'm
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
on it, bro. Like this is just. I just started getting more and more uncomfortable around them, and then it's like I tried to fight for it, but I'm like, what for what?
Yeah.
So that last little incident, I was just like, all right,
You know.
Yeah.
We've come to the end of the road.
The end.
yep.
Real.
But that's
Yeah.
it for me.
You was going next. Or no.
Who's next?
I mean, I feel like mine wouldn't be long anyways. What are some personal indicators? I feel like just kind of being met with, like y'all saying, like being met with like something that wouldn't typically trigger you, and like, you know, responding in a different kind of way or handling it in a different kind of way, like, or, you know, feeling like it's not even like it's not even you have to think about handling it better, like you just handle it better type thing.
Love
and
that.
like, you know, when you look back, you're like, oh girl, I didn't even think about, I wasn't even, okay, cool.
Not
I
pressed.
might
You're
be
just
healing
more
a bit.
prepared.
Not
Yeah.
pressed.
Right. I might be healing. So things like that, like, you know, and not letting just certain things get to you that would have once got to you. Kind of just, yeah.
I mean, shit like that, yeah.
Straight like that, yeah.
Period.
Straight like that.
Tight shit.
Type shit.
Y'all are ridiculous. I would say being okay if there's no closure.
Ew, yeah.
That's real.
That's a
That's
tough
a
one.
hard one. Oh my god, that's so hard.
We all felt that shit. What the fuck?
Say,
That
We're still learning that.
Yep.
That was tough. Being okay, yeah. Being okay with not being okay. So that goes
Yeah.
into, if there's no closure, then you gotta close up the wound yourself.
I saw a freaking tweet or something. It was so perfect, and I never could find it after I seen it. It was about closure though, like closing, making closure by yourself.
Closing.
Like you don't need the other person to have closure. type
Yeah.
thing. yeah.
Because truthfully, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't.
you already know what it is and what's not. So just take it for face value, and continue and do the work that you need to do. And I would also say another one is not having a desire to like prove anything or show like I'm doing good, I'm living well, we blessed over here. You know,
We
not
blessed over here.
not having
Petty.
not having a desire to have people have that type of access to you, or just see what you if they see what you got going on, cool. If they don't, that's cool too. Really just being a little bit more selfish and just focusing on yourself. People think selfish always means something bad and that it has a negative connotation, but I think selfish can also double and mean like just being more in tune with yourself and focusing on yourself. So not letting any negativity or anything that doesn't align with you enter your space, into your bubbles. So all those things, yeah, I would say those are some indicators that, you know, you've healed or you are healing from situations and trauma.
Yeah. It was kind of a silly one to say, but like I would say one for me is like if I post something, I used to be such a big like, how many likes did this get? If it didn't get enough likes, I'm gonna delete that shit. If I post, well, now you can hide your likes, but so I guess it's kind of different. But like, if I post something now and like maybe the likes isn't all there, like I won't feel like, oh my god, you ugly, stupid, fat fucking.
Oh my gosh,
like, okay,
the negative self-talk be real.
I mean, I used to, you know.
Yeah.
It just, I didn't think it was gonna go all the way
That was
there.
a little dramatic.
She just went for it.
Yeah, jeez. Okay.
But not seeking that
Like validation.
validation.
Yeah.
I would also say like when you post, like I know sometimes I'll post something on my story and I'm like, ooh, that may offend some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it may
be controversial or something.
Not even just that. Like, I may post something and it may apply to people that follow me, and I'm like, they're gonna think I'm talking about. I don't care anymore. If I feel like I want to post it and I want to share it, I'm gonna do it.
That's like my mom says, hurt dogs howl.
And honestly, you may need to see it if you feel some type of way. So if the shoe fits, put it on.
If the shoe fits.
Lace it up
and
Run.
walk away with it.
Love that, love that. So y'all know how we like to end a how's life, sis. But this final question, I want us all to answer it at the same time because I feel like we have the same answer. Do you believe that you'll ever fully reach like a final stage of ever being healed? On three.
No.
1,
Nah.
2, 3.
No! When you're dead.
You're not.
Hell no.
Healing
You're
is a
not.
continuous journey. It will never stop until you are no longer walking the earth.
Yeah. You'll get better and you'll handle things differently, and you know you'll grow and
You'll
mature.
regress
You'll
sometimes.
regress a little bit.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
take a step back, but you know it's just gonna prep you to take 10 steps forward. But
If you're not constantly healing, you're not growing. Point blank, period.
Point
Just
blank,
staying there,
period.
staking it.
Yeah.
That's real.
Love that. Any final words, y'all? Besides, I love y'all. Oh my God, this is the final episode.
We're at the end of season 2.
Oh my God. Give me a hug. Let's bring it in. Bring it in. Gabby hates hugs, but you're going to bring it in. Oh, I love you guys. It's been done with the season.
Oh, somebody's hands.
That's mine too.
Oh my God.
My hands cold.
Jesus.
Kelsey, let me touch your neck. My hands cold.
Touch your neck.
You need some gloves.
Because I'm a cold-hearted bitch. I'm just joking.
Oh my God.
But thank you guys so much for rocking with us for a second season. Listen,
Trying to fuck with us for real.
okay, y'all, if y'all made it this far, like, y'all really love us for real. I love
20
that.
episodes in.
I love that. Y'all have been with us from the
21.
beginning. We're still learning and we're still growing, and you know, we're still figuring out this podcast thing, but we appreciate y'all for rolling with us and, you know, coming along and
The support.
interacting,
sure,
supporting,
for sure.
reposting, liking, loving, subscribing, sharing. We hope that we were able to bring some new conversations to y'all kitchen tables, to y'all
chats.
friends, to y'all group chats.
To
That's
your
what it's all about.
bedrooms.
Just like, you know, yeah.
To your bedroom.
To y'all bedroom. Okay, the pillow talking.
All
Okay,
that.
talk about some of this stuff. But we love you guys so much.
And shout out
Thank
to
you, guys.
Chase.
Shout out to Chase! Chase the big one, never the little.
Chase the bitchy.
And shout out to Jew.
Shout out to Jew. Shout out
Shout
to the
out to
team. Shout out to everybody who loves us because we love y'all.
Yes.
And we'll see y'all in season 3. Oh my gosh. And tell them what to do, Sage.
Close your legs to marry man. How?
Period.
It wasn't a last kiss.
Have a good summer.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Summer. Don't get pregnant.
Whoa.
Or do if you want.
Whoa.
If you're planning.
Whoa. Just
We
stop
might have
giving
some married folks. Are we still recording? We might have some married folks.
Off the cameras. I'm out of here.
Cut the cameras.
I'm out of here.
Don't let no nigga chop you down. Okay.
Okay, please. That's your nigga, and y'all married. Then that we could talk. Sorry, that's it.